You talking to me?
It's gonna be legendary.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Ho, 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 ho.
They're here. All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
You're listening to Natalie Lipka and Wayne Frazier on Hollywood Close-Up.
Evil may be here to stay, but good can win the war. Thanks to all who struggled for the change that came before. Social revolutions that have helped to mend divides, gifting all us children with what unity provides. We all have a choice.
Hello and welcome to Hollywood Close-Up. I'm Wayne Frazier.
And I'm Natalie Lipka.
And we are two actors talking our way to the top. Thanks for joining us here live via Facebook.
Yes, thanks everybody. Since you're already on Facebook, also check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Natalie and Wayne, and subscribe on iTunes, and you can always check us out at natalieandwayne.com.
Yes, you can. And also, our we got a big guest today. It's going to be great. Vincent Rocco Vargas is here.
Can't wait.
Yes, this is going to be an amazing show coming up shortly. Can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah, and some great music from Hugh McBride. You can check out his music on Apple Music. So
yes,
do it.
Sure. You know, it's here we are, guys, and Rena Marie's in the house, and we're all back, and we're all back.
We're all back. The kids are back.
Toodles, hello there.
Hi.
I just can't help but smile just seeing you two lovely women and being able to share this wonderful.
Aww.
This is our office, guys, and this is a great day. I don't know. I feel good. I do. I feel great.
I'm glad you feel great. Maybe it's because you had 2 weeks off away from us. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
There you go. Well, you know, we come into the studio, and the first thing we get is, this is episode 190, by the way. So
my
yeah,
God.
I know. So the network studios, Rena Marie and Mike Casantini, lovely, just left Natalie and I this lovely shirts. The network studio in the back, it says,
fun!
Yes, we made it to the congratulations on your 100 episodes. So it took them 90 episodes to get us a 100 episode shirt, but that's okay.
But they're great.
Because we got we got our shirt.
And the only thing was, I was afraid if I put the shirt on for the show, I was going to blend into the background. You weren't going to know where the network studio started and where it ends.
Right. Yeah.
So
and we got
these
a
are
certificate
awesome.
too. Yeah, we got a certificate.
You got a certificate here, Wayne. Let me go to your camera
yeah,
so we can. So that's right.
Look at that, and
that's right.
Signatures, and that's just
Thank
wonderful.
You guys are now part of the TNS 100 Club.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
It's kind of like the Mile High Club.
Yeah.
But,
I wasn't going to say
it's a little bit different,
but we did
kind of the same.
But we did have Deborah Wilson on the show months ago,
right.
and she did show us her tatas. So
oh, she did.
Yes. So
that was before we were Facebook Live. Yeah. Could you imagine if we had been Facebook Live?
We probably wouldn't be live after that.
Would they have shut us down? I don't know.
But yeah.
I mean, I don't think they would because they're hers to show, right? I don't know. How does that work?
Well, I feel like that would be fine, but I don't know as far as. Yeah.
How does that work? I don't know.
With Facebook.
Well, I'm not sure.
Not sure, but it
Would
didn't
Facebook
happen.
know?
So.
Guys, I'm not testing it. Okay, so just stop it.
You know what? I bet you there's somebody monitoring it because I think there is like a couple second delay. So because when you see us talking and then when it happens, it kind of live.
We have some connections at Facebook. I'll have to ask. I'll ask Michael and maybe he'll.
Oh,
give us
you
an
do?
answer.
Do you?
He knows some peeps over
some
there.
Connections
at
Facebook.
We have connections.
We'll have to ask. We'll say asking for a friend.
This just in, we have connections. We have connections.
My friend wants to know. I swear it's a friend.
I swears. Oh, Sandy.
I swears.
Yeah.
Hey, so you guys, everybody was out of town and doing different things. What some highlights of your trip, guys? Rena Marie, we'll start with you.
Oh my goodness. Well, on Friday, last Friday, Michael and I had to make a trip, so we hightailed it over to Texas to pick up some very special auto parts that he that were no longer available in the States because his car is a limited edition car type.
Hey now.
So he had to order them from Germany. Well, they finally came in, so we hightailed it over there. We had to be to like the Dallas area by a certain time. We couldn't leave till like 5:30 on Friday. We had to be there by 5 on Saturday. So we booked it. We drove 23 hours straight through.
Ouch.
Picked up some parts, and then we said, okay, the hard part is over. now we're just going to enjoy some time. So we went to Oklahoma City and we saw the Oklahoma City Bombing Memorial, which was very touching, very intense, very moving. So glad to finally see that. And then we worked our way down. We went over to Santa Fe. Got to see Santa Fe, got to see Albuquerque, got to see Flagstaff, Arizona, got to see the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, you did.
And that was the highlight. It was amazing.
Did you go on that that platform that they had built where you can actually walk out? It's like a glass bottom. You can walk out on it and actually look below your...
Really?
No. Yeah, they did that a few years ago.
Did you do that?
No.
I did not. I've never been to the Grand Canyon. I've been by it. I've never been actually to the Grand Canyon. It's on the bucket list.
Wait, did I ever tell you about my experience at the Grand Canyon?
You did not.
So on the drive out here, we stopped at the Grand Canyon, and I was so excited. That day it was overcast, and there was a huge fog. We get up to look into the Grand Canyon, and it's just covered with fog.
Oh,
no.
And it had snowed that day, which I at that point didn't even realize it snowed in Arizona. It was one of those things. Oh, it's cold in the desert.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it literally was covered with fog. It lifted ever so slightly, and we saw a little bit, but it was hilarious. I need to go back because I never heard of the Grand Canyon being covered with fog. It makes sense, but of course on the day I was there.
With the pictures that Rena Marie was putting out and showed us,
I
it
know.
looks absolutely gorgeous.
It was amazing.
I got to see it sometime.
It was incredible. And we literally pulled up to the Grand Canyon as, we were approaching sunset. So, so the colors were just unbelievable. I can only imagine seeing it in the middle of the day when the sunlight is bright and at high noon. Yeah. But sunset was
amazing,
stupefyingly beautiful, just with all the shadowing, and there was some haze, and I wish we could have been there longer. I was like, let's not go home yet. Let's stay. Let's go. Let's hike down there. But it was incredible. It was really amazing.
Awesome. And you, Natalie, what happened with you?
I had spent some great time with family. I was we did like a East Coast little road trip from PA to Jersey to Vermont. It was
Where in Vermont?
Near Concord.
Okay.
Yeah, it
New
was
Hampshire over there.
Yeah.
Concord, New Hampshire, right?
No, Concord, New Hampshire. I don't think
is
there
there
might be a
Concord,
Concord, Vermont. I'm not sure, but I know there's a Concord.
Well, guys, clearly I don't know my geography.
I have cousins that lived up in Concord, and we would go up there camping all the time when I was a kid.
We weren't far from Littleton, New Hampshire.
Right. Okay. All right.
But yes, there's a Concord, Vermont, because that's where I was.
Well, there you go. All right.
Why must you question my geographical skills?
I should know because I lived in Vermont, but I lived in at Mount Snow, Brattleboro, Wilmington, South Newfane, if any of those places ring a bell back in the day. But well, that's cool.
Yeah, we actually, with my family, we were there for my dad's birthday, and then we were there for my husband's father's birthday, so that was really nice. And a dear friend of mine from college got married. And so it was just, lots of people and fun and good times.
So nice.
Fantastic, guys. That's awesome.
How about you, Wayne Frazier?
Well, I had a blast, man. I went, one of our past guests, Chris Vizel, he and I went down to San Diego for a few days.
Hey now.
Went and played golf. Went to Petco Park, which was on my bucket list for baseball fields.
It's a nice field.
The baseball field, and absolutely beautiful field. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Had so much fun there, and just enjoyed, relaxed, played some golf, had some nice golf courses, and then came back for a few days, and then went back out down to a local casino down there, Pachanga, and just relaxed.
Pachanga.
I went to Pachanga. With my other buddy Chris. So shout out to Chris Vizel and Chris Brotman.
You only vacation with Chris's?
I did.
That's why we've never vacationed.
That's it. Yeah. We'll never get that vacation. You got to change your name.
Your name must be Chris.
But it was fun, man. Playing golf and just relaxing and hanging out with the fellas.
Oh, that's so nice.
Enjoying, and
is that called a brocation?
I guess I don't know
what they're calling it. That's what I heard.
I don't know what they call it these days, but yeah, it was just there
was no dude, where's my car moment. So that's good.
Yeah, exactly. You just go and you play golf and you go to baseball and you drink a lot of beer and you look at a lot of nice looking ladies and have fun. That's what you do.
That's great.
I'm glad you had a good time.
So yeah, it was great. It was good to get away. and you need that. We talked about
We
that.
talked about it. It
You
was
do.
definitely
So-
needed.
Well, we have a lot more show.
Yeah,
A
we
lot
do.
more. We got some social media.
Yeah, let's do that.
Not sure if you know, but today is Amazon Prime Day. Hashtag Amazon Prime Day. You can get deals, by the way, if you go on natalieandwayne.com and click on one of our Amazon links, and you can go right to Amazon and get your Prime Day deals. So
Nice.
check that out. I was reading on moviepilot.com, the Phantom editor offers to help with the Han Solo film director's cut. Of course, they're talking about our past guest, Mike J. Nichols. And the article goes on to say why the original directors, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, should choose to work with Nichols, because they will have someone who not only cares about the source material and the Star Wars fans, but someone who, as a filmmaker, will be able to aid them in making the best possible film without the resources of studio reshoots or the final scenes that haven't been filmed yet. So Mike J. Nichols, I hope you help recut this film.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Or cut the film. I guess it's not a recut
Yeah.
if it hasn't been done yet, right? So check that out, moviepilot.com. And also, while we were away, a little backstage article came out that featured Hollywood Close-Up.
Yeah, how about that, man?
Wayne and I. It
Pretty
was
nice.
How to Start Your Own Podcast by Hayden Field. We had an absolutely wonderful time interviewing with Hayden, and a big thank you to Backstage and to Hayden. It's pinned on our profile page on Twitter and on Facebook, so check it out when you get a chance. And that's my little social media moment.
Well, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I love your shirt, by the way, Natalie.
Thank you.
Rocking the Rolling Stones. Is that Rolling Stones?
Know
That's
it. Rolling Stones Desert Trip.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Love it.
Wish I would have been.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now it's time for some not so quick and quirky news with Wayne Frazier. Well, the box office has just gotten a little boost from a blasé summer blockbuster start, guys. Spider-Man: Homecoming took the #1 spot at the box office in its first week of release. Holding strong were Despicable Me 3, Baby Driver, and Wonder Woman. And Screen Actors Guild and AFTRA reached a tentative agreement covering the motion pictures, television, and news media with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers this past week. A huge sigh of relief. So hopefully no strike is looming for that. And finally, back to the summer movies. Though the summer movies have not been received for the most part in a good light, with the exception of like Wonder Woman and Despicable Me 3, the real battle for the studios starts this Friday, guys. War for the Planet of the Apes is going against your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Your guess is as good as mine. Who rolls forward and
I don't know.
who wins that battle? But we'll see what happens, and hopefully the summer movies will kick in, and we'll get some great pictures out there. For Not So Quick and Quirky News, I'm Wayne Frazier.
And for Hollywood Close-Up, I'm Natalie Lipka. We'll be right back with... I'm watching Wayne and his music.
Yeah.
With Vincent Rocco Vargas.
Evil may be here to stay, but good can win the war. Thanks to all who struggled for the change that came before. Social revolutions that have helped to mend divides, gifting all us children with what unity provides. We all have a choice to express love or hate with our voice. Love's what I choose. If you agree, announce to the heavens, sing it with me. We're the children of the revolution. We open up our hearts and minds. Song becomes our constitution. Love becomes the fabric that binds. All dressed up for Halloween, only one place to go. The West Hollywood Carnival, the merriest place to know. Except when a few troubled souls show up to spread their hate. They're angry and preoccupied without others choose to mate. I wish they could see they need to let go and let others be. But we party on, united and free, spreading the message that love is the key. We're the children of the revolution. We open up our hearts and minds. Song becomes our
Close-Up with Wayne Frazier.
And we are back on Hollywood Close-Up. You are listening. I'm Natalie Lipka.
And I'm Wayne Frazier. Can't tell we've been on break, right?
I know, right?
Oh, we do this anyway, though. Doesn't matter.
It is okay. But we have a very special guest on the phone today. He is an actor, writer, producer, and U.S. veteran. He's from the film Not a War Story. Vincent Rocco Vargas is with us.
Hey, Vincent, how are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Great.
Good. We have this great picture of you up on the screen while we hear you on the phone, and I was like, for a second, like, oh, he's in the room with us. It looks so good. Thank you so much for calling in. You're a busy guy, man.
Yeah, you there, Vincent?
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got a
A little technical difficulty, but
a little bit of a connection. Hey, Vincent, are you moving around right now?
No, I'm just sitting in the same place.
There
we go.
Oh.
That sounds good.
Well,
that
now
sounds
it
good.
works.
There you go.
All right, not a problem. Sorry about that.
No problem.
All good. So how's your summer so far?
It's busy. You know, we're jumping into a lot of little projects, and we got a couple personal projects we're doing, and a lot of, from acting to, obviously the premiere with a Not a War Story that just went down the other day, and just several other big projects. So it's just been busy. Our vacation has been cut short to just do more work,
Yeah.
Yeah, but how was the premiere?
Man, it was well received. We were really proud of that film. You understand it's kind of the documentary of the original movie called Range 15 that we put together, and the documentary is really the heart and soul of what it took to get that movie created. All the hardships that we faced from being first-time filmmakers. And so it was well received, seeing a lot of the veteran community come together. Man, I'm just super proud of this project.
Well, you did Not a War Story. You had, veterans working on it, real lifetime people that were involved, producing, acting, helping you with the whole project. Tell us a little bit about how that went down, how that all came together.
Yeah, so my company, Article 15 Clothing, we decided that we wanted to try and make a movie. And so we reached out to a couple screenwriters, and one of our buddies stepped up to the plate. He wrote the first rendition of the film. And then from there, we just kind of, we had rewrites. We went to another opposing company, actually, in the space. And we decided to bring the community together and do an Indiegogo campaign. We became the fourth highest Indiegogo campaign ever, raising $1.2 million. And we were able to create a movie that we never expected we were going to have the money to do, and we did it, and we did it with the support of the veteran community.
Amazing. And like you said, this was a movie made by people not in the movie business.
Yeah, it's 6 of us. We're all combat veterans. We're all, we aspired to try and do something bigger than us, and this is the idea we had, and we were able to accomplish that goal.
Yeah,
I love the fact that you guys did that. Like, because it's people are doing videos and YouTube stuff all the time and Funny or Die stuff like that. But you guys really have a great point that you're making it in the film, but you're also coming together and going, hey man, we can do this. What were some of the challenges you guys must have had a few, because I know when you've got a big budget or something, they have challenges. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, first it's just, we're going into the unknown for us, right? We didn't realize how expensive just craft services is going to be, right?
Right.
You got to feed everybody.
Yeah, you got to feed the machine, and so that alone was just, we're trying to do as much as we can in the shortest amount of time to save on the budget. And there was definitely a few days where we had to do an extra day or set up 2 more days, and that comes out of a budget that we actually didn't have, and so we're scrounging to put money together. We had to make deadlines for payments on whether it's the sound or whether it's the color, things like that. So it was just jumping into something the unknown and really not realizing how expensive it is to create a movie, and knowing that $1.2 million really isn't a big budget.
Yeah, is that amazing?
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. And so, I mean, we had a blast. We learned a lot. And I think if we choose to do it again, we're going to learn from our mistakes and try not to make them again.
Right. And I think from Not a War Story, you see Jim O'Hare, who is one of the actors that we actually interviewed a long time ago. He said something like, you're going to try and make this within 13 days. What was it like working with, I mean, because you also worked with William Shatner, Danny Trejo, as
Randy
I said.
Couture,
Jim
Sean
O'Hare.
Astin, Danny Trejo.
Having them intertwined with the veterans who haven't, worked on films, did they kind of mentor, or how did that work?
Oh, yeah. I mean, every single one of them were great. You know what I mean? I think, Keith David was probably we didn't have a lot of communication with Keith David. It was a pretty busy day of just work. But some of the other guys, man, like Jim O'Hare, what an awesome guy. And we've been able to talk with him. He's definitely mentored us. He's just, it's definitely intimidating. I mean, you got a guy like William Shatner, right? Walking through the room. Yeah. You feel like I was walking on eggshells, right? And there's a scene in 1915 where I'm supposed to hit him with this pipe. And everyone's terrified that I'm going to accidentally actually hit him. And so was I, right?
Oh, wow.
So it's just a scary thing, and it's intimidating. But I think the best thing about is you're in there with a bunch of, 6 of us who have all seen some tough times in the military and seen some hardships and being able to adapt and overcome and just complete a mission. I think we took that mindset with us into this field, and we were able to prove successful. Now, are we A-list actors? No, not by any means, are we, right? But we did the job, and we did it good enough we hope, and that our community is proud of us.
And you are doing this not just to make, the buddies all coming together to make a film. You're actually, the proceeds are going to help, if I'm correct, veterans kind of make the transition from our military to civilian life, correct?
Yes, there's a couple of organizations. I know Gallant Few is one of them. These are organizations that we have worked with in the past, and they're always there to help some of the veterans that go through some of the transition issues, whether it's in relationships, whether it's mental, physical, abuse, whatever the case. We do our best to try and segue them into a nonprofit that does good work. And so Not a War Story is a lot of the proceeds from that night. All the proceeds from that night went to those 2 nonprofits.
That's fantastic.
That's so important, and something I want to commend you on is making this film Range 15, and then having this documentary that you got to see the backstory of a lot of the veterans in it, and have them explain, their sense of humor and how they're dealing with the experiences that they've had, and you're giving everyone an opportunity to be comical, but still share what's happened and the reality of it.
Yeah, and it's funny, like a lot of the military has the similar, not even just military. I'm talking military. You got your law enforcement officers, your nurses, people that see some hard things throughout their days. They usually kind of debrief themselves with humor, and we were showing that with the documentary. Is like, a lot of the big actors. I mean, Sean Astin was just like, man, I almost feel uncomfortable laughing, but since you guys all think it's funny, I guess it's okay. I'm like, yeah, we're making fun of ourselves, and that's all right, and this is part of how we deal with some of the stuff that we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course, as well, to you and all the guys, thank you for your service and all that you, do for this country.
Oh, thank you for the support.
Absolutely. Now, you also, you did with a friend of ours, a good friend of ours, Jamie Kaler. You worked on Dads in the Park, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, we continue to work on that. There's a lot of high hopes for that to hopefully get picked up somewhere. But right now, we're filming them. Whenever I'm in town, I try and knock out as many as I can. And then, they just started showing those in the beginning of some of the movie theaters out in Los Angeles and New York.
Which is amazing. I mean, some of these people like Eddie Pence and Ralph Garman.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Eddie's a friend of the studio. We know Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie, all these guys. And I see Jamie all the time. I see him at the comedy club. He's
great.
Fantastic guy. No, I got to ask you, do you golf yourself? Do you go golfing?
I do golf, but I haven't golfed in a while. That's something we talked about. I'm hoping to get him up to Utah with me, and we can do some golfing.
Wow. Maybe I'll tag along then, because I just got off from a couple of days golfing. But Jamie and I talked about it, and we'll chat about that. That would be fun. That'd be a fun night.
For sure.
And so with, what has your journey been like? So we know what you've done with your service, and then you made this film, and is that when you decided, I'd like to push more into acting, or has that always been a passion for you?
So I grew up in like the San Fernando Valley, right? And so you're always around it. You're around people that aspire to be actors or work in directing and producing. And so I definitely, growing up, wanted to try the acting thing. I showed up to an audition. It didn't turn out the way I wanted to. I kind of got bummed about the whole scenario, and I just kind of left it, on the back burner. Just recently, being able to do all this stuff, it kind of inspired me again to just try and get into the entertainment world. It's something I do have a passion for. And so after this movie, I kind of decided to step out and start trying to expand myself. And I was fortunate enough to get a part with the spinoff of Sons of Anarchy, the Mayans.
Yeah, that's exactly where I think we...
That's fantastic.
We wanted to go and talk about that, because what a big show to be a part of. I mean, Sons of Anarchy is one of my favorites. And to know that they're now doing this spin-off and to have you be a part of it, I'm so excited.
Yeah. Oh, it was one of those, the right time at the right place, and I was prepared. It was just luck, and it was sometimes that's all you need, and I'm hoping, this turns into a long-lasting relationship with those guys,
Yeah.
Kurt Sutter and Elgin James, those two, the writers, are talented men, and it's just exciting to be a part of a project that I just never in a million years thought I would be a part of, and they definitely have been super cool and supportive, even with Not a War Story. They've shared it on their social media and they're promoting it, and they're just real down to earth people, man.
Yeah.
And so I'm just very blessed about it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
and that's coming up this fall, right?
Well, it's still if you've seen some of the news out there, there's going to be a reshoot of the pilot, and so we're still, it's there's not a lot we can't talk on it, but it's a process, and this is a process that I heard was very similar to the way Sons of Anarchy kind of came out. And so we're just enduring the process and hoping, we continue to do something that FX is proud of, and then be able to start the season soon,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's exciting. And we got some people listening on Facebook to your interview right now. Shout out to Scott Summerlin, Tori Joe Rusin, and Roger I'm going to say his name wrong, Aguilar. So thank you guys for listening in. We appreciate it.
Those are some of my drinking brothers.
Nice.
Hey, Vincent, now let me ask you, we play a little game here. Our interviews go really fast. It's called Hollywood Close-Ups Quick and Quirky Game. I'm going to just ask you a question, and as fast as you can, just knock out your quickest, funnest answer. How's that sound?
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
You got this. You got this.
All right. Who are your ideal television parents?
Oh man, goodness. Al Bundy and Peg Bundy.
I love it.
Nice.
Beer or wine?
Beer, but I'm starting to dabble in wine.
All right, nicely done. So yes on that one.
He just said his drinking brothers are listening.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, all the drinking bros. Yeah.
Vincent, if you were a Muppet, which Muppet would you be?
Oh man, Ernest the Grouch.
What's his name? You mean?
I don't know. Oscar the Grouch. I think cool. There you go.
Ernest, John the Grouch.
He does have you have 6 kids, right? So we know that you know these names.
6 kids, but they're past this right now, right? Rocco the Grouch is probably what they're going to call me.
Oh my gosh! And finally, what's your favorite podcast that you're on right now?
Oh, Hollywood Close-Up.
Ding, 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 ding.
Fantastic. My gosh, Rocco, we know you're calling from Texas, and we appreciate
Utah.
you.
Are you in Utah or Texas?
I'm currently in Vegas doing some more work.
Oh, you're in Vegas. Well, there we go. All right.
Hey now.
We'll put some in the slots for us then, and we'll take red number 15. I don't know.
Yeah, red 15. That would make sense.
But listen, man, congratulations on everything. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day and chatting with us here on Hollywood Close-Up. When you're coming back in town, please come and visit, and would love to see you and wish you the best.
For sure. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for your time.
Of course. Take care.
All right. My goodness, that was awesome. What a great
So great.
Great movie, great setup, great documentary.
Great energy. He
Yeah.
was on the phone, and I felt like he was in the room.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if anyone else felt that, but from the very
I felt it.
beginning, I felt like we were
Yeah.
hanging out together. In
So
the
he's
same
got,
room.
got so much coming up. So fantastic, great
That was
interview.
cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's Vincent Rocco Vargas.
Yes, and of course, a special thanks again to Hugh McBride. Check out his music on Apple Music, and thank you to Rena Marie, the Network Studios, and all of our listeners out there.
Yes, and please remember that cancer has affected so many of our lives, and you can only help by donating to cancerresearch.org and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society at LLS.org. Let's end this disease once and for all, people.
And you can catch up on past episodes, and we'll be back next week, NatalieandWayne.com. For Hollywood Close-Up, I'm Natalie Lipka.
Yeah, and I'm Wayne Frazier.
And
We
he's got a
all
shirt.
that. Until the next one.
Peace.
You've been listening to Hollywood Close-Up with Wayne Frazier and Natalie Lipka. Be sure to visit NatalieandWayne.com for past episodes as well as information on future ones. Also, be sure to rate and comment about the show in iTunes. Until next time, bye-bye.
Shooting up around.